Your party was invited to a dinner celebration at the prestigious Wicker Manor, the home of an aristocrat whom wanted to thank you for taking out a cult of necromancers near his family farm. The food and drink was superb, and all of you drank a lot too much. Delvin Wicker, the host, is thankfully plenty prepared for these situations and granted your party places to sleep. However, wicked nightmares prevented any of you from restful sleep for the few short hours you were attempting it. After the thunder awoke you, all of you decided to stay up. Suddenly, crying is heard from somewhere else in the building. It sounds like an older woman's tears are being shed. As you advance through the halls of the mansion, you hear the sobbing growing louder the closer you get to the dining hall. What? Some old coot ate too much and regrets it? I'm trying to sleep, damn it. Lightningfoot kicks open the door to the dining room and tromps in. People need sleep. Is that really too much to ask? I know you people probably party every hour of the day, but I have cultist loot to sell tomorrow, and I have a particular goat leg with my name on it. The wailing picks up, deafeningly loud, but there's nobody to be seen. Okay? Maybe let's just leave. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's just turn around and get out of here. The entrance door to the dining hall slams shut in Neria's face. She then hears the deafening wail behind her. Whipping around to identify the source of the noise, she sees it. An ethereal wisp with nothing more than anger and sadness in its being. The Banshee. Late at night, travelers braving the wilds just might get led astray by the disembodied wails of the Banshee, the remnants of female elves. Banshees appear as lightly illuminated wisps that hold vague remnants of what they once appeared as, their faces somewhat concealed by the raggedy hair that clots off of their heads, and their clothes little more than rags of great elven seamstress works that they once donned, now torn and frayed and thin as the Banshee itself. As previously mentioned, Banshees are the remnant spirits of female elves, but not just any female elf. You see, these particular elves were gifted with amazing beauty, and instead of using it to spread joy and peace, they've instead decided to be fatal and controlling, corrupting the land they walk on. These femme fatales experience no joy or happiness after being turned into banshees. The only thing they can feel is distress because they're surrounded by the living. Slowly, day by day, the undead curse takes its toll and rots the mind and body of its host. Eventually, death finishes its job and completely transforms it into the banshee it was destined to be. As part of their curse, the Banshee is soul-bound to the place of their demise. They're not allowed to go past a 5-mile radius of their deathbed. Even worse, in death, Banshees are forced to relive every moment of their lives over and over again with perfect detail, and yet they will always refuse to admit the responsibility for their death. The vanity that caused the curse of the Banshee is an aspect of them that persists forever. These undead always will covet items of beauty, things like expensive jewelry or art, and they absolutely revile any reflections or mirrors, as they can't handle the weight of seeing their horrifying images. Just a glimpse is enough to send them into a manic rage. Being the Banshees are of an undead nature, they don't require air, food, sleep, or drink. Onward to the stat block. These undead have an AC of 12. They possess 13d8 or 58 average hit points. Banshees have no walking speed, but they do have a flying speed of 40 feet. They have 1 strength, a -5 bonus, 14 dexterity, a +2 bonus, 10 constitution, no bonus, 12 intelligence, a +1 bonus, 11 wisdom, no bonus, and 17 charisma, a +3 bonus. Banshees have a +2 saving throw bonus to wisdom, as well as a +4 saving throw bonus to charisma. These undead are resistant to the acid, fire, lightning, and thunder, as well as the non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage types. They're also immune to the cold, necrotic, and poison damage types. Banshees are also completely immune to the charmed, exhausted, frightened, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, proned, and restrained conditions. Banshees have dark vision within 60 feet and a passive perception of 10. They speak the common and elvish languages, and they have a challenge rating of 4, granting you with 1,100 experience upon slaying one. These undead possess the ability to detect life. They can sense the approximate direction of a living creature within 5 miles of them. However, they don't know the exact location at all. They also possess incorporeal movement. This means they can move through objects and people while treating it as difficult terrain. If they end their turn inside an object, they will take 1d10 or 5 average force damage. The Banshee possesses 3 actions. The first of these is Corrupting Touch, a melee spell attack with a +4 to hit and a 5-foot reach, 1 target. On hit, the corrupting touch deals 3d6 plus 2 or 12 average necrotic damage. They also have a horrifying visage. This means that every creature within 60 feet of the Banshee that's not undead must succeed on a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw or be deeply frightened for 1 minute. When frightened, you have the chance to beat the terrifying influence at the end of each turn, facing disadvantage if you're within the line of sight of the baddie. If you manage to beat the DC or just power through the minute of fear, you are in fact immune to the effect of the horrifying visage for the next 24 hours. Lastly, once a day, the Banshee can, if not in sunlight, release a sorrowful, piercing wail that affects all living creatures within 30 feet of her. Everything living that can hear her must make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw or suffer the consequences. If one fails the saving throw, they are immediately dropped to 0 hit points, but on a successful save, they simply take 3d6 or 10 average psychic damage. You know what? Screw this. Lightning Foot runs full bore into the door, breaking it off its hinges. He begins to make a run for it when a deafening cry is heard. His head aching, he turns around to see Neria collapsed on the ground, completely passed out. Damn it, Neria, we gotta go! He throws himself into the midst of the presence of the Banshee, going into a rage while doing so. He dives down and picks up his companion and continues his retreat. Come on, we're almost there. Seeing the entrance to the manor fast approaching, he prepares a shoulder to ram into the door, dashing as fast as he can. Thankfully, the full force of this massive man is more than enough to break through the frame of the entrance door. He plows through the wood and lands on the ground, dropping Neria onto the cobblestone walkway. What happened? Lightning Foot, out of breath, explained. There's evil in that mansion, but we're safe now. Okay. Good. Oh gods, no. The Banshee materializes through the broken doors and stares directly at Neria, instilling a deep fear in her. Neria screeched, We gotta go! The pair of adventurers pick themselves up with little grace or elegance and run as fast as their legs can carry them. After what seems like over an hour of running, the sun is beginning to peek over the mountains in the distance, and this deters the major threat. The Banshee screeches weakly and rushes back to the manor that it's so adamant about haunting. The two are safe. For now.